Quote Michael Corleone, let's listen to the song, but first let's listen to Godfather Minute. Hello everyone, I'm Alex Robinson.
And I'm Andy Robinson.
And this is our weekly podcast where we discuss The Godfather. Minute by minute. You know, it's funny, we were talking about liking to do chants, and so far we've mostly just talked in unison, which we didn't even mention, which I guess is like a low-key chant.
Yeah, it's kind of was. I don't know why we do it in unison. And we do it in that sort of
I don't know why
real, like,
either.
lazy voice. It's kind of like that, like the Family Feud crowd after they reveal the answers.
Yeah, when they're all reading the answers.
Is that from the 70s where we got that?
I guess so,
like
yeah.
70s game shows when people would
have to read something out loud together. You know,
bowling
alley.
I guess it's always that disappointed voice because they didn't choose those answers.
Yeah,
they're reading the ones
yeah.
that they didn't get.
Yeah. And it's the dim-witted people in the Family Feud audience.
Yeah. Mo Green.
Well, anyway, we are talking about minute 20 of Godfather.
E minuto numero 20.
E minuto numero 20.
20.
20?
20.
What's the first letter in that? I can't tell if you're saying B or V.
V as in victory.
20.
20. That's it. E minuto numero 20.
E minuto numero 20.
Very good.
I'm getting
better.
Getting the hang of it.
So when we get to the end of this, I'm going to ask
I'll be speaking fluent Italian.
Full Italian, man. But I'm going to ask you to...
I'll be like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
No! I'm going to ask you to count down from the last number all the way back down. So you better hit those books.
Okay. Well, luckily, like Tom Hagen, I'm a giant nerd, so I don't mind hitting books.
You spend a lot of time reading. Those that listen to the last bonus episode, you'll know what we're talking about.
So we are talking about minute 20 of The Godfather, and it starts off with Kay, played by Dan Keaton, expressing astonishment that Michael knows the Johnny Fontaine, Johnny the Complain Fontaine.
Johnny! Did she scream too when Johnny came?
Yeah. So,
before we go into it,
yes,
I think I have solved one of the greatest Godfather mysteries by watching this minute.
I love that show, Godfather Mysteries, when Don Corleone was all solving crimes.
He's got the Sherlock Holmes magnifying glass. Tom, you're going to go to California to look into this mystery of this big shot Hollywood producer. But so let me take it back. It's not really a Godfather mystery. It's a Godfather minute mystery.
What?
I'm telling you, I keenly observed
I think
this
the biggest
minute.
mystery is what the Godfather minute mystery even is.
Well, you'll have to wait for the bonus material.
No.
So one of the questions we've brought up in the last many minutes is, does Kay like her lasagna?
We still don't know the answer.
Well, we do now. In the first few seconds of this, I saw her plate, and her plate was cleaned off. So Alex, I believe that
you think that's evidence.
That's evidence that Kay likes her lasagna.
I'm not sure though.
What do you mean?
Well, because for all we know, she was like, Michael finished his and was like, are you gonna finish your lasagna, Kay? And then
and she said, "Yeah, I finished it. I've."
And he's like, there are certain things between men and women that have been going on. I finished the lasagna. Hoo-ha. So yeah, that is good evidence, but not. I would call it circumstantial evidence.
Okay.
Not you couldn't hang her.
Well, is it culturally appropriate for Michael to reach across and start picking at this girl he kind of just met, her lasagna?
I don't know. Maybe
wouldn't he just get more lasagna from wherever it's served, from the waiters?
Well, no, because he doesn't want the family to see that she didn't eat the lasagna, because then they'd be like,
oh no,
why didn't she eat the lasagna? What's wrong with my lasagna? There's a bonnet
like
cooking
he
that.
cooks
Totally. Hands on. Well, it's tradition.
Clemenza taught him to cook lasagna.
He's like, oh, you love your little lasagna.
Why don't you say I love you to mama?
Alternately, she could have, like when Michael was looking at at Johnny Fontaine, she could have like thrown the plate, like the food over her shoulder, or like dumped it under the table or something like that.
Oh boy! There are definitely some crumbs. Like you can see some remnants of something, but there is definitely no entree left.
Maybe she threw it over her shoulder, and then they should have shown Fredo eating there.
No respect. Or maybe she passed it off to Luca Brasi, and that's why he has so much trouble delivering his speech. His mouth's all stuffed full of lasagna. You talk it with your mouth full. You want some coffee with that, my friend? My old friend Luca?
So that is I appreciate your detective work. So it is that I think we'll take that as a probably yes.
Well, and I thinking back to earlier minutes, we thought that that question was symbolic. Do you like your lasagna? As her entrance to the family. Like, are you in with us or are you not? And the fact that she ate the lasagna shows that she is committing to a life with this family.
Well, and also
the Sicilian thing.
Also in this minute, there's a thing related to that because skipping ahead a little bit, she's like, "How do you know Johnny Fontaine?" He's like, "Well, my father helped him out with his career." And she's like, "How did he? Like, what did he do, Michael?" She seems kind of like puzzled and isn't like, "How on earth would a olive oil distributor help out?" So does she know? Does she? How much does she suspect what this is
at this stage?
Like, how if she's like, let's just say 0 is, oh my gosh, they're totally innocent of every crime possible, and 10 is like, oh my gosh, this is a powerful crime family that's going to cut off a horse's head. Where is she on the
at this point
scale
where Johnny Fontaine arrives?
Yeah, right. She ate the lasagna.
Where did they meet? I'm not even sure. I have to look back in the book.
Yeah, we'll
just wondering if they met
a mixer.
Yeah. Maybe at a Bobby Sox concert. I mean, that Johnny Fontaine backstage. Oh no, and then she would already know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say pretty ignorant, sort of close to 2.
So when she's saying like, how did she help? She's genuinely puzzled. She's not like,
absolutely.
She's not like, wait a minute. Like,
well, because if you think about it, I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna say 2. I mean, she just doesn't know.
Okay.
And Michael at this point is not estranged from the family, but he went into the Marines.
He's definitely the black sheep. He's definitely the olive green sheep of the family.
Yeah. So it'd probably be harder for Kay to know at this point because Michael is really not related to the family business.
You think this is the first time she's really getting exposed to it?
Yeah.
So I guess if you were Michael, you wouldn't say like, do we talk about this? That he's not like, listen, this is awkward, but my family's really, hooked up, if you know what I mean.
Well, I think he's about to in the next minute when he explains.
Right. But even before coming to the wedding or while they were dating, or we don't really know how long they were dating or anything like that.
No.
So
I'll look back in the book for next time to see if there's information about that. Yeah. But no, I think she's ignorant about it.
Also, and I brought this up yesterday, but I noticed it today too. When Kay and Michael are having their conversation, Paulie is once again lurking in the background.
Really? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, he's totally lurking. So I'm wondering if he's like, well, I'm not in the movie very long, so if I want to make an impression, I got to be in like every shot that I can.
You mean the actor or the character?
The actor. Well, yeah, the actor is like, So
he's in the background of the scenes. Fortunato, all that cheese and pasta. If I could get over onto that plate, or maybe Paulie ate the lasagna.
That's true. He's stupid jerk.
Yeah, that's right. That's why he wanted the lasagna all along. That's why he called his friend a stupid jerk because his friend was throwing him sandwiches that he didn't want.
You want to lose his appetite?
Yeah.
Why am I going to eat these sandwiches? So, so keep your eye out there if you're watching at home for Paulie once again lurking in the background. This is the stuff when you're watching it a minute at a time that you notice more so than if you're just watching it straight through because you're more focused on like people talking and stuff.
And we encourage you, the listeners, to watch this a minute along with us too, because you'll see scenelets. You'll see scenelets. Make observations that we haven't made too.
Totally true.
Please let us know on Facebook too.
Yeah, go to Fredo Corleone's Mickey Mouse nightclub and let us know anything we missed. Although frankly, I will admit that always like it always wounds me a bit. Like having done Star Wars and someone's like, you guys never even mentioned this character, and I'm like, how on earth did we miss that? And, it's human nature.
It's gonna happen. Yeah,
it's gonna happen. So go ahead, share. I should have to have some humility and. Yeah. I can't see everything.
We want to crowdsource this experience.
We purposely don't mention stuff just so you guys can participate.
That's right. Now you sound like John Lovitz, who we mentioned in a previous episode, because he was in the wedding scene. Yeah. Yeah, Mama is a good singer.
In fact, yeah. So anyway, so apparently this scene was okay. So did we get to Johnny Fontane singing?
Johnny, yeah. So in the previous minute, Mama and the crowd called Johnny Fontane up to the bandstand area to sing a song. And at first, he's doing the right thing, saying, "Oh no," he's being humble,
politely deferring.
But of course, he accepts.
Did he expect it? Did he go there expecting to be like, "Oh, they're probably going to ask me to sing"? Like, using that little atomizer to spray his throat.
Yeah.
His voice is weak.
His voice is very weak.
It's weak.
Yeah.
So
I think he expected it. He's a big movie star, singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the question I had was when Al Martino, that's his name, right?
Who's that?
The guy who's the actor who plays Johnny Fontane.
Oh, we haven't talked about it. I didn't look that up.
Oh, really? Oh,
No.
you didn't know that? Yeah,
No.
yeah.
I don't think we've talked about the actor playing Johnny Fontane. Just that Johnny Fontane was supposed to be.
Oh, really? We have not, well, yeah, I guess there's a lot of Johnny.
Frank Sinatra. Yeah, we have a lot of Johnny to go.
He showed up, but it made me wonder if he purposely sang not as good in the scene because his voice is supposed to be weak.
Oh wow! Does he not sing well?
Well, I don't know. It seems very good to me, but I didn't want to. I guess if he was really going to be like Peter Brady it and be like, my one true heart, that would have been. Well, I kind of would have liked that.
I think that's why all the girls were screaming,
right?
Because his voice was weak. And like, that's terrible, Johnny.
So this whole thing is apparently inspired by Tony Bennett, played at a wedding of a noted gangster Salvatore Bonanno. He sang at his wedding where there were all crime families there, and so I guess this was not from Frank Sinatra. This was a little Tony Bennett here, a little Frank Sinatra there. And
doesn't the actor sort of look like Tony Bennett?
He looks more like Tony Bennett than he does.
I think he looks a lot like him. He has that round face,
yeah.
Same hair.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So, So the song, I Have But One Heart.
Is that what the song is?
That was the name of the song, yeah. And it was published in 1945, so this would have been a current song.
Oh, neat.
This would have been like the latest, Total Request Live American Top 40 current hit. You think everyone was like, was he debuting this song here, or is this like his current single that he's promoting? He's doing the promotional circuit. I'm doing the wedding, I'm doing this Leno and so on.
My guess is, and being a musician, sometimes you strategically pick a song based on your current strengths, knowing that his voice was weak. I'm wondering if he picked something that was a little easier to sing.
Oh, that would make sense.
He originally was just going to do row, row, row your boat gently down the street, something really easy. Just get in there, get out. And then get into the Godfather office, make your request.
And the beauty of Row, Row, Row Your Boat is you get the audience involved.
Exactly,
and then it just turns into like an endless, then he can walk away and leave the audience trapped in an endless chain of Row, Row, Row Your Boats.
Although, how about this strategy? It's sort of the reverse. He sings his most popular song so that everyone is singing along so that he doesn't have to sing so much. Kind of like the Beatles during the height of Beatlemania. They couldn't even hear them, so they didn't even have to really sing.
So he was doing like Sweet Caroline, because that always gets people.
Yeah.
That's
Sweet Connie.
Sweet Connie of mine. Sweet Connie of mine. Did we already talk about the so good part? I don't remember if we talked about that. I am on record as being, I hate the fact that people sing so good, so good, so good in Sweet Caroline.
And I agree with you, but I'm going to ask you, why do you hate that?
Well, it's funny because it's contradictory. I don't like it because it's not in the original song. I don't know where it came from.
I don't know.
But this totally contradicts the thing I was saying earlier about how I liked how Italian traditional folk songs evolve over time. Because clearly this is a case of the people adding something to an established song. So I should like it because the song's evolving as it becomes a communal property. But
so are you rescinding your judgment of it not being how you hate it? Out of 5 stars, how do you rate that so good addition to the song?
Personally, I will say I don't like it, but I will grudgingly allow people to do it.
Okay.
But here's the thing. I want people to admit that it's not officially part of the song and that it is an improvisation.
Okay. How would they do that?
Everyone should sign a waiver when they go to the ballpark. Sign a waiver that says, yes, I realize we were not performing the song accurately. And then I'm like, okay, have fun. Do whatever you want. Sing Inagata Devita over the song.
Or instead of all that paperwork, they could just add it to that part. So, good times never seem so good. So good, not a part of the original song.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
It's something like a little tighter, but
yeah. Something like that. Yeah. I like that. I like that compromise.
So, Alex, if you were John, I have a question for personal. Can I ask you a personal question?
Personal question. All right. Sure.
Well, I mean,
Sock it to me.
If you were Johnny Fontaine and you were called to the stage, what song would you sing?
What would you do? What would you do? What would you do?
Is it 1945 or is it now?
3-part question. First is it's 1945.
1945. Well, I don't know a huge amount of songs from that era. So let's go with a song from the 30s.
Would you sing the song that was just performed? The C'è la luna mezzo mare.
Well, no, because that Italian would totally trip me up. I would have to. I would do the Prego. I would do the Prego commercial.
You would just call up
version.
all the guests though, to sing it.
Yeah, totally.
Nazarene, get up there and sing.
Yeah, and then I would go in and talk to the Don about my
You
request.
would sing all the 70s and 80s commercials that were used.
I got my
Italian.
answer.
All
Ah,
right.
shut up, you face.
Oh, do you remember it?
Yo, totally.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't remember that. Shut up for your face. You don't remember that.
I actually bought that song on iTunes. I
Oh
bought
my
the song.
gosh.
I shut up, you
That
face.
is awesome.
I'm a well-known lover of novelty songs, so
Is that an Italian song? Sounds like it.
it's like a suit. The guy is Italian, but and it's done in a kind of Chico Marx kind of Italian, which I guess is the way, unfortunately, we mostly are doing this Italian. But
That's what you would pick.
that's what I would pick.
Okay, now it's
Because everyone in the audience would be like, shut up, you face, when I got to that part. It's like
and it's funny. It's a novelty
It mentions
song.
mama in it.
That's true.
How could they not like it?
Okay, now it's, when was the movie filmed?
72.
72. So now it's 1972.
Oh.
And you have to pick a song to sing. What would it be?
I'd probably do Dazed and Confused by Led Zeppelin.
Really?
Yeah, people love that.
But you still have that old 1940s band backing
That's
you
what
up.
that's the hook. That's what makes it original. And I would do the 20 minute to 20 minute.
my
Imagine that,
gosh.
playing a Led Zeppelin song with that, with the clarinets, and the accordions. Well, no, if for real, if I was really seriously, if I
Yes.
was singing at a wedding, I'd probably do. Well, I love the Beatles, and so I'd probably do a Beatles song like "Everybody's Got Something to Hide Except for Me and My Monkey."
Really? You'd pick something that deep cut?
Yeah, something that's come on, get everyone up and
It
dancing.
is a danceable song.
Yeah.
Hopefully the band knows it.
Yeah, that's true.
But it probably wouldn't even be a band. It would just be a karaoke.
What would you do? Oh wait, so do I do now a current?
Yeah, it's a wedding now. It's
I think I would go back to
modern
"Shut Up, You Face."
it all comes full circle.
Yeah, it would be like the dance remix.
Would you auto tune your voice, or would you try to go?
Well, I
old
probably would
school?
have to because my voice it's weak.
It's weak,
It's
right?
weak, yeah. So
You can sing like a man.
you'll never know. I don't know why Lou Rawls is the voice I went to because he has a deep voice. Anyway, had a deep voice. He's deceased.
Yeah.
So what about you?
What would I sing? Well, you want to go for a crowd pleaser, something big.
Now you
something-
are a performing musician, so you probably have more. You probably would not go with something as goofy as "Shut Up, You Face."
Yeah, I would want to go with something that a lot of people know, upbeat.
Don't say "Sweet Caroline."
No, I wouldn't do Sweet Caroline. Or maybe I would do Sweet Caroline.
Don't say "Sweet Caroline."
Well, I might do Sweet Caroline, but then where everyone just shouts so good, so
You'd
good.
stop it.
I would, well, no, I wouldn't stop it because then it would be even more highlighted as everyone shouted, so
Right.
good, so good.
No, but I mean, you'd be like, "Stop, stop!"
Yeah,
I would be like calling attention to the fact that you're stopping.
I would insist. I
Stop
would,
the execution.
I would
Yeah,
stop everything. I would
Yeah.
shut down the whole wedding anytime anyone started going into
Yeah,
that.
that is not. Well, actually,
Yeah.
no. It'd be better if the band was still doing the vamping in the back. You're like, listen, everyone, I'm gonna do "Sweet Caroline," but no one say "so good." It's not a part of the song.
It's so funny. No matter what song you pick, the band has to do the. So to answer your question seriously, I mean seriously, I'm at a wedding now, and someone has asked me to sing.
All right.
I would do the song. I would have the band start, and I would go into. Pop goes the weasel. I would do.
That would be.
People would start singing.
Is Frank Pentangeli at the wedding? You think?
Oh, great question.
Because I mean, he
should be there.
Yeah, I mean, if all these,
Because Godfather 2 only takes place a couple years afterward.
Yeah.
And you don't jump into
and he
a
knows
family
he's
at that
friends with
age.
Clemenza, and yeah.
So he
probably
moves
is
into
there
the house when they move out. So he's got to be there.
Yeah,
he's
gotta be there.
Unless there's something with business that he's a business that's keeping him
So
away.
I feel like they should have digitally put him back in.
Oh,
into,
really?
into Godfather.
I thought you being the
Yeah.
traditional, the Star Wars traditionalist, you're not into.
No, but I would make it so I
digitizing.
wanted so that it was like they would make no effort into making it look like he's actually there. Like he'd
really?
be all like cut out and like just scenes from the Godfather 2. Like he'd be
gosh.
like blah, just doing the exact same stuff.
They'd have to put him waiting to speak to the Don.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get in. That's why he's really pissed when Godfather 2, he's waiting for Michael. He got me waiting in the lobby. Even Bonasera got in before me.
Yeah, totally.
Cheech Laporte.
Yeah, so I think Cheech is Cheech at the wedding? Do we see him at the wedding?
Is he in the first movie?
He is.
Oh, he is, yeah. No, he's not in the first movie. He
is.
is. He's one of the assassins in the end.
Maybe he's one of the ones who kills. He might kill.
He shoots the guy in the revolving door.
Oh,
He gets
okay.
the shave. Classy. He gets the shave
that's
before he
right.
does it.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a snappy dresser, that Cheech.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Whole lot of snappy dresses.
okay,
Senator.
so what did you say? So Sweet Caroline for the modern.
Pop Goes the Weasel.
Okay. Yeah. For all three eras.
All three. I'm sticking with Pop Goes the Weasel. I would have to refresh myself on the lyrics.
Yeah.
Do you know the lyrics to Pop Goes the Weasel? I just know the chorus.
The real
Pop Goes the Weasel. That's
the
whole
real
chorus.
lyrics are like totally like from like medieval times.
How do you
and
know
stuff.
this?
It's some dumb trivia. I absorbed so much dumb trivia over the years. It had something
It's
to do
really
with
that
like,
old a song.
it's like from like the 1500s or something.
Oh my gosh!
Or
So it was
some-
played on lutes. Traveling bards played it on lutes.
I'm it's funny to imagine bards going around strumming. There's something about like tools in it. Like there's something about like there's a weasel running around on a desk on like a work table, and there's tools and some stuff and
Interesting.
yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna look it up.
You know what I'll look it up in the break, and we'll go into further detail on the bonus content
Okay.
about Pop Goes the Weasel. So yeah.
What else we got? I got some stuff.
Okay, go ahead. Sock it to me.
Okay. So we're in minute 20. So minute 20, second 34.
Okay.
I'm all about archives.
I doubt anyone is going to be doing it as precisely as we are, but go ahead.
Audience, go check it out.
Yeah.
There's a quick shot and pan, very, very quick, of girls watching Johnny as he sings. One of the girls screams, and then when she screams, she puts both hands on the side of her head. She goes, puts her hands like
Standard.
Well, that's why I bring it up. It reminded me of Beatlemania. Mm-hmm. And this is not too many, at least the filming of this is not too many years after Beatlemania. So was that shot and girls' reaction influenced by Beatlemania, or did that physical reaction take place like for thousands of years when women were excited by an alpha male who was showing off?
I'm going to guess that Bobby Soxers probably really did do that.
That same thing. So
Yeah.
they put their hands.
I mean, there's only
on the
so
side
many
of their-
things you can do while you're shrieking during a concert. Like, at some point you're going to put your hands on your face. Like, so I feel like, it's kind of inevitable.
So,
Or do you want to give Johnny Fontaine credit for popularizing the girls having their hands
I
on
don't
the side
know.
of their face?
I mean, the way the girls reacted at the beginning of the scene, they're clearly what would you say? Fontaine maniacs?
Fontaine maniacs?
Fontaine maniac? Fontana maniacs.
Yeah, they are in the grips of Fontana mania.
Yeah.
Thus, they are Fontana maniacs.
Yeah, so I guess it's not just him. It's Beatles. It's Johnny Fontaine. It's Jimi Hendrix.
Right.
It's Justin Bieber. It's everyone who's been big.
Although you have to figure for most of human history, it was probably very unusual to have groups of girls like involved in this kind of a thing. So which is part of the reason why
like pre-pop history. I mean, even in medieval ages.
Yeah,
maybe. I mean, they may have had like lance contests and on horses, knights. Would you have girls screaming? Probably not.
It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah,
it seems like
it only doesn't seem like that because of in movies. You don't see that.
But like, can you imagine a group of women like the Civil War, group of girls in the Civil War era doing that, or like during the American Revolution or something?
No.
I mean, I'm sure girls would scream, but a mass of girls screaming like that.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, it must be modern.
Yeah. But by all accounts, that's
century.
kind of what was very unique about it, was that it was, and that was kind of like all these social, people who study society are like, oh, this gave, girls a outlet to express and scream and yell, which is something they weren't normally allowed to do because women were expected to be proper and keep everything in. So that's why they're like, let's just go to the Beatles concert and just scream, like an excuse to just kind of like, or not consciously, but they're saying that this is just like,
that was one of the draws.
yeah, it was just like a place they can just
crazy.
totally cut loose and shriek and do all this
That
stuff.
is
And
awesome.
So anyway.
Well, have you, Alex, can I ask you another personal question?
Yes.
Have you ever been so excited to see someone that you had that kind of reaction? You put your hands on the side of your face, you screamed.
Probably as a kid. I can't imagine doing it I can't imagine getting that excited as an adult. It's really hard
Even
to
as a
imagine
kid,
would
it be like Christmas? You opened the present and you saw that Chaser
the
Yoda.
Home Alone, like hands on the side. Maybe he popularized it. Home Alone.
Maybe, yeah.
So yeah, I imagine when I was a kid, I probably did it.
If there were a band or performer or someone famous that you were to see that would cause that reaction, who would it be? As an adult.
I can imagine being like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm with this. Like, oh my God, I bumped into Elvis Costello or whatever.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine being so excited that I would put my hands on the side of my face
and scream.
Although, I'm going to start trying that now. When I'm excited, I'm going to try to consciously put my hands on my face and see if it, they say if you stand with your legs across, your legs spread and your hands on your hips like a superhero, if you do that for 2 minutes a day, it improves your self-esteem.
Interesting.
Because you're standing in a confident way. That's what they say. But
does it have to be a consecutive 2 minutes?
Probably for it to stick.
Because I do that to stretch my lower back.
Yeah.
But I don't do it like purposely in the pose of a superhero.
Yeah.
But
It's a long time. What I'll do sometimes if I'm waiting for somebody or something, I'll be like, okay, this is a good time to stand. Because it feels so rare you're just standing somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. These days.
And not, not talk, not like.
Or not get on your phone.
Yeah, exactly.
So you might as well just stand there like Superman.
Yeah, exactly. So
you're going to try to start.
I'm going to try putting my hands on the side of my face to see if that makes things more exciting.
Okay. I mean, they say if you smile, deliberately smile, you will be happier.
Interesting.
That causes happiness.
Fake it till you make it. So, yeah. So do you have anything else? The other thing I have for minute 20 has to do with Michael. He's a captain. He left the army as the Marines as a captain. Did we already discuss that or mention that?
Don't remember.
Okay, because I never knew what his rank was. So he's a captain, and I learned that he got out of the Marines because he was wounded, and they're like, oh, you can go home because you're.
Oh, because he was discharged. Honorably
he's honorably discharged
with a Purple Heart.
Apparently, Don Corleone was pulling some strings and had paid off the doctor to exaggerate how serious Michael's injury was to get him to come home.
Oh wow!
So
that's how far his influence went.
So I wonder how he obviously he knows senators and people like that. So did he say like? Find the doctors. It seems like such a long chain of command to pass an order down.
That's how strong Don Corleone's influence is.
Yeah.
Because every level there's going to be some type of. I I don't know, what you call it, entropy, like a miscommunication or a
it's just-
diluting of the order.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Like
It
you
gets-
have telephone by the time he gets it. He's like,
By the time it gets to Michael, it's like, well, it says here I'm supposed to
give you a telephone sandwich?
give you a new special ammunition or something about his foot. Give you new sneakers.
Yeah. Although I like the idea that it's directly from like Don Corleone tells like Luca Brasi, go make this happen.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
He's in like Japan and Luca Brasi suddenly shows up in a big trench coat and he's like, either your name or your brains are going to be on this discharge paper.
Or it's Tom Hagen, because as we know, Tom Hagen gets sent on
That's
missions
true.
of
Why am I going to
influence.
Iwo Jima?
You're getting on the next plane to Iwo Jima. There's this hotshot doctor out in the field. We'll show him. He's like, well, why will he do this for Michael? You make him an offer he can't refuse. So I have an interesting note. So
Yes.
as you know, Alex, I have Francis Ford Coppola's personal production notes.
Wow.
Got my hands on them.
Huh.
And in the margin,
I didn't ask where you got those notes from.
not even a plaque, not even a statue.
Yeah.
Excuse me. In the margin, he wrote about Johnny. So Johnny Fontaine coming is a big deal.
Yeah.
And Coppola wrote, how to put forth truly that Johnny is a movie star. Should we cast the only star in the movie? Eddie Fisher. Then Eddie Fisher all in caps.
Huh.
So it's hard to interpret, but I'm thinking he's asking himself or putting an idea down that maybe none of the actors should be famous actors and just cast Johnny Fontaine as the only recognizable person to really make it stand out that he is a celebrity. Does that make any sense?
Well, I think that would be too much of a thing to say we're going to cast the whole movie around this one tiny part.
Yeah.
But I could see them saying like he's the only one playing, like he'd be playing himself.
Yeah.
As opposed to Al Martino playing this character. So
Yeah.
that'd be kind of a weird.
Can you tell me a little bit about Eddie Fisher?
Eddie Fisher? Sure. Eddie Fisher is the father of Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia. He was a
So Darth Vader?
yeah.
Oh my god!
Eddie Fisher is Darth
Dude,
Vader.
if Darth Vader had come to that wedding,
That really would have been that would have to really change things.
what would he have sung?
I don't know. It's a good question. Every breath you take. I'm trying to think of some song with breathing in it.
His voice is definitely weak. He goes to see The Godfather. My voice is weak. Don Corleone grabs him. Oh, your voice is weak.
Yes.
What are you black suit wearing freak?
You spend time with your family? No.
I try. I've just told my son that I'm his father.
Oh, what does that mean? You gotta spend time.
You should spend time with that kid Luke Skywalker. His father's a nice guy. No, I am his father. Oh, weird.
So one more thing,
Yes.
and I know this is crossing over into your world.
Did you ask me about Eddie Fisher just to bring up the Darth Vader?
No,
thing?
no.
Okay.
I wasn't even going to ask you
Okay.
about Eddie Fisher. So, question one: what favor would Darth Vader ask Don Corleone?
Well, no, I'm taking it all seriously. I'm like, well, it really depends on what era Darth Vader you're talking about. Is this Empire Darth
Well,
Vader?
it's also Don Corleone's earthly powers. So,
Yeah.
like, what can he really do for Darth Vader?
I think he would want him to allow his son to stay in the country so that he can continue to train him. So that's what
Okay.
that's what I think he's gonna,
Excellent.
Yeah, my boy, he's a good kid. He just got mixed up with these rebels. I want you to help me straighten him out.
Oh, you know what? Have him have a doctor say that his foot is injured, so he gets kicked out of the Jedi. So he becomes just a
You know,
farmer.
No, his hand is injured. So then his
Hand is
hand gets cut
very
off. The
good.
whole reason was just to get him out of the
Get him out of Jedi training.
You got a Purple Heart for Luke for that, or I guess he wasn't on like rebel business when he got his hand cut off.
Well, he wasn't he? Because he had already flown an X-wing and blown up the Death Star, so he's technically a
Well, I know,
rebel
but this
then.
is almost like he was supposed to go. We're getting way off the track here. But he was supposed to go meet the rebels at the rendezvous point, and instead went on this other mission.
So yeah, he went rogue. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't think you get dishonorably.
But he was
discharged for
fighting
that.
the head of the Empire guy.
Yeah.
He had to punch back in before he fought him. So could you sign my time card just to prove that we had this fight? So I can
All
get
right, we'll give you
reimbursed?
Purple Heart. We're not giving you time and a half.
Yeah, exactly. Well, all right then. So I guess that.
So anything else about Eddie Fisher? Carrie Fisher's father, was he a producer?
He was like a singer and movie star, and famously left his wife, Carrie Fisher's mother, for Liz Taylor.
Oh, that's right. I remember
So
that.
it was the big celebrity scandal of its time. So
I do have one little point that I want to reference the book. Talk a little bit about how the crowd felt about Johnny. Clearly, they love him. But
Some did.
The book, not Carlo. Yeah,
they should have cut to Carlo, like his teeth grinding in the corner.
he's like bossing the waiters
Puts his
around.
fist like to the wall.
So this is from the book, and there's a little background about the scene here. So page 34, Puza writes, "They were all proud of him. He was of them, and he had become a famous singer, a movie star who slept with the most desired women in the world. And yet he had shown proper respect for his godfather by traveling 3,000 miles to attend this wedding. He still loved old friends like Nino Valente. Many of the people there had seen Johnny and Nino singing together when they were just boys, when no one dreamed that Johnny Fontaine would grow up to hold the hearts of 50 million women in his hands."
Nice.
Yeah.
Not literally.
No. 50 million women. Does that mean there are only 100 million people in the country at this time?
It's actually
1946?
actually sounds like, well, also it could be international. So I feel like there was probably less than 100 million in 1945.
Really?
Yeah.
I think when I was in high school, there were 250 million. That was in the 90s,
Yeah.
80s, 90s.
Anyway, so for the bonus content, the two things you have to look forward to is the lyrics to "Pop Goes the Weasel," and I'm going to look up the population of the world in America in 1945. So stay tuned for those exciting factoids. No, don't look them up yourself. Don't look them up yourself. No. I got to do it for you. I got to do it for you. So, all right then. So minute 20 ends with Michael starting to tell the story of Johnny Fontaine. It ends on a cliffhanger there.
And don't forget, we solved the mystery. Kay, I believe Kay likes her lasagna. She's in.
If you look in the rest of the scene, she's like constantly like burping.
Yeah.
She's like burping up the lasagna. So
Yeah.
she's like, ooh, I'm sorry, Michael, that lasagna.
Although
That's some of spicy meatball.
Although you do see Paulie in the back of that last shot with lasagna stains on his suit.
Spaghetti hanging out of his mouth.
No wonder Clemenza wants to get rid of Paulie, because he's hijacking every scene. He's figuring, Paulie won't see him though. He was actually, Clemenza was saying that line to Francis Ford Coppola, because Coppola was saying, we got to get Paulie out of all these shots. Oh, Paulie you won't see him no more.
Yeah, so that's how minute 20 ends, and so we'll be back next week. And
until next time.
So if you want to become a Patreon supporter to hear the rest of the show, you can do that. Patreon.com/Godfather Minute. That's it. And we're also on Twitter at Godfather Minute. Check us out there. And
is there a place where fans can leave posts and interact with us?
No. What do you mean?
Oh, there's no web page, no.
You mean like some kind of gathering?
Like a MySpace page, something where people can leave comments and connect with their friends.
Well, I guess if they want to do that, they can go to Fredo Corleone's Mickey Mouse Nightclub on Facebook.
Okay.
Is that what you're referring
Yeah.
to? Okay, yeah.
Oh,
totally
that's
do
right.
that. That's the only place you're respected. TM. All right, so yes, we'll see you there. And until then,
Leave the gun.
Godfather Minute.